Hello, my name is Tom Tuning. I'm with the IoT Foundation team here in Raleigh, North Carolina. And today I will be talking to you about how to view the message content sent in by your connected devices. Let's start by reviewing a data flow which shows how applications and analytics are built in the Internet of Things world. We start with your device, be it a sensor, a gateway, or something else. In this tutorial, we will be using the something else case. Once the device is connected, messages flow via the MQTT protocol to the Internet of Things Foundation. This is the hub of all things IoT. This is where you can set up and manage your connected devices so that your apps can access their live and historical data. Once the data is stored in the cloud and database, you will use a secure REST and real-time API to access it. Now that you have full access to the data coming from your devices, you can create applications within IBM Bluemix, another cloud, or your own servers to interpret the data. Today, we will be talking about how to view and verify the data as it flows into the IBM IoT Foundation. You need to be able to check that the data is flowing and verify the exact message format. To do this, we will be using a Bluemix application that simulates a phone. This application consists of an SDK for Node.js, a Cloudant database, and of course the Internet of Things Foundation service. I'm going to click on this application. In this application's dashboard, you can see a few things. On the right here, you can see the application health panel, and it shows that the application is running. If you scroll down, you can show the services that are included or that make up this application. And at the very top, we can see the route which actually launches that application, and we're going to click on that now. Okay, in this application it's going to ask me for a unique ID for this phone simulator. So I'm just going to call it phone 5 and click OK. This application now connects to the IoTF Foundation and is started sending messages. And you can see the number of messages that are being published and some of the types of data that this application phone app generates. Okay, so now we have our simulated phone running. So now we need to go back and see exactly what messages are flowing in and what their format is. Okay, I have traversed back to the phone simulator dashboard page. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to scroll down and click on the Internet of Things service. Okay, we want to launch the Internet of Things service dashboard so that we can see what messages are coming in to this foundation node. Okay, so the dashboard is launched, and again we can see that this Internet of Things Foundation only has one device registered. And if we click on devices, we can see that phone 5 is listed. And if we click on, these bars indicated that this is actually connected. This icon could change depending on if a device is not connected. If we click on this, we bring up a panel which shows information about the device phone 5. Okay, so at the top it has some general information about the device, but what we're really interested in is the data that's coming in. And you can see that through these numbers that are changing here that new messages are continuously coming in JSON format. If we scroll down a little bit farther, we can actually see the different data as it comes in and the actual data point IDs and values. So we can see for this, we have an ID tag of phone 5, we have a timestamp of a big long number, and then for now all of these other data is blank. It just, for example, in this example, this phone application does not send in a lot of data, but if you connected a real device and you looked at this information, it would have all the information that's coming in from the device that you've connected to the IoTF Foundation. Okay, now I'd like to show you how to view the message payload using Node-RED instead of the built-in panel that comes with the Internet Foundation service. Okay, so if you don't know, Node-RED is a tool for wiring together hardware devices, APIs, and other online services in interesting ways. Okay, so there's these nodes on the side. There's a whole group of input nodes. The one we're going to be using is this IBM IoT input node, and that's how you connect to an Internet of Things Foundation service. Then there are output nodes, and we are going to use this simple debug output node, a very common node to use. I won't talk about it here today, but there's function nodes. There are social media nodes and storage nodes, and there are other nodes such as analysis and advanced, and a whole section on IBM Watson. All right, so how you use this is you would just grab an input node, click on it, and drag it over into the sheet area. And in our case, we're going to need two nodes, so I'm going to drag this debug node over. And then we are going to just drag from that little dot over to the other one, and that wires them together. If you double click on a node, it opens up a panel which allows you to enter the inputs necessary to make this node work. So in this case, we want to connect this node to our IoT Foundation. You do that by using an API key and an API token. Now the question is, where do you get these? You can find these API keys and API tokens in the Internet of Things Foundation service menu. So let's go back to the dashboard for the Internet phone. And if you remember, this phone consists of a couple of services, and one of the services is the Internet of Things. So this is the Internet of Things Foundation service that the phone is connected to. So if you down here, there's a button, a link that says Show Credentials. If you click on it, it expands and shows you all the important information about this service. So the important one we're looking at, I mean, sometimes you need the org, but for now what we really need is the API key and the API token. So you need to copy those from here and place them in this Node-RED field. Okay, once you have that, you would just click Update and OK, and then we're going to move on to the message payload debug node, and all you would need here is to type a name, or you can leave it as what it was. And once you have these nodes the way you want them, you would come up here to this red box and click Deploy, and the green drop down will say this node has been deployed. So now there is, since I've done this already, I have one up here that we can see. There's a little toggle switch on the outside of this payload, and if you toggle it on, you can see that the messages from the phone, this phone simulator, start coming into this debug window on the right. And that's as easy as it is to see the data as it flows from the device into Node-RED, this message payload debug app. So when you're done reviewing the information, you can click this toggle again. It will stop, and then to clear it, you can just hit the delete box at the top. In summary, so what we've done is we took a simulated phone app and connected it through MQTT to a Internet of Things Foundation node, and I showed you two different ways of verifying the data. Lastly, I wanted to leave you with a set of helpful links. These will help you get started with your IoT Foundation journey. There are several really good ones here. The IoT main page, um, some recipes, those help you get connected, or recipes for connecting different devices. The main Bluemix node, there's a Bluemix catalog. There's lots of good stuff here. So go ahead, get started. Thank you.